Very good afternoon and welcome back to Khanty-Mansijsk. Just one race to go today. It is day 10, race 10, and the last time we will see the men in action in these Biathlon World Championships. A little earlier on, the women's mass start run, one of the best races of the championships so far. Very, very tight indeed. But I guess no real surprise to see that Magdalena Neuner was the woman that came out on top, despite the fact that she only hit 16 targets out of the 20. Well, Neuner had plenty of support. She's already taken gold earlier on in the week in the sprint event and played a crucial role in Germany's silver medal in the mixed relay. Today, though, she was in a class of her own, and largely because she was skiing so well. 16 out of 20 was by no means the best shooting score, but every time she made a mistake, she just notched up the skiing a gear or two, and away she went to overtake Domracheva and hold off Tora Berger. Congratulations, Magdalena, says Gernot. That's your 9th world title, and you're now the second most successful female biathlete. Well, she said, I had no idea. I don't follow records. That's not really what interests me. But she says she's delighted to have won the mass start because it's her favourite format, and she really likes the head-to-head. She likes the fact that they all start together, and she said she was just happy that she had some energy left on the last lap. Any problems, said Gernot, on this race? And she said, yeah, I had to close the gap, obviously, on the last loop. And she said, I was just sort of thinking of the tactics, whether I stay with Daria Domracheva on the climb or whether I go for the lead straight away and earn enough of a gap. That's exactly what she did, and actually was under no pressure. Gernot saying, can you guarantee us that you'll stay with biathlon rather than quitting? And she said, yeah, no problem at all. I'll make the guarantee. I will stay. Well, that's good news, Mike.
It is. There were some rumours that not that she'd lost the desire to keep on winning medals, but I do love the way she doesn't care about records. She just enjoys her biathlon. But I heard that she had been losing that earlier in the season, so I'm delighted she's continuing.
Yeah, it wasn't the best of starts, and that's why she's not leading the Women's World Cup, but she's getting closer and closer, and they still have 3 races to go in the season, and they're all taking place in Oslo. So if she picks up the full bundle of 180 points, who knows, she may be the champion yet again. Mäkinen, the current leader in the women's title after today's race, and well, we'll see who's going to be the leader of the men's in about half an hour's time. It's Terje Boe, who is wearing yellow at the start of the men's mass start. This is the scene in the Khanty-Mansijsk stadium, absolutely jam-packed with Russian fans hoping for the first Russian gold medal. And I guess we have to look down the start list. It could possibly come from Ivan Cherysov, who's been the most consistent, Maxim Maximov, who's been shooting well, but they have to up the level on the skis if they want to match the likes of Pfeiffer, Forcada, and of course Terje Boe, who now has 5 medals from 5 races at these championships. Well, despite the fact that these athletes do more training than most, and they keep an incredibly high level right the way throughout a very long season with 26 individual races alone, leaving out the relays. There is, of course, a certain need for rest and recuperation. Vincent Defrant tries to find out exactly what they should do. It says here we are in the central gym in Khanty-Mansijsk. It says biathlon's incredibly demanding with a lot of races throughout the season and a lot of exhausting effort out on the tracks. It's also very, very cold, but what is vital, he says, is the recovery after you've been out on the tracks. And he's joined up with Christoph Suman, who's on the bike at the moment.
How are you? Ça va? Ça va bien. Et toi? Undu? I'm fine. What are you doing?
I'm a little bit cycling.
Cycling?
It's good. We had a hard training this afternoon, and it's good to calm down, to cool down a little bit. Sometimes I try to activate in the morning. It depends on the starting time, of course. If you have a race in the afternoon, I guess every athlete tries to activate himself a little bit. It can be on a cycle, it can be jogging, it can be to have a walk around 25 or 40 minutes, just to push the body a little bit and to activate. And after hard training, or of course a competition in the afternoon or in the evening, to try to cool down a little bit, cool down the muscles a little bit with cycling.
Is it always the same strategy that you have, or you adapt with your feelings, or do you like to change? Was it the same 10 years before, because you have a long career, a lot of experience, but did you adapt your strategy for recovery?
Yeah, it's nearly the same. When I think back 10 years, there were more jogging, much more jogging, and now I try to go on the cycle a little bit more. I'm old. I'm getting older, and it's
oldie but goodie.
It's easier.
Oldie but goodie. You get this bronze medal.
Yeah, of course.
And how do you feel about this? Were you totally satisfied with this? Or?
I was.
Yes, I think so.
Think back, we had a really tough season so far, with lots of problems. Yeah, lots of problems. All the problems started in Östersund with the parasite, and that parasite cost us a lot of energy. And I was sick for several times until Antholz, and then I recovered, and I got healthy again, and started up to have a good preparation for the World Champs. I had really nearly perfect preparation on summer after the long and hard Olympic season, and I was sure in summer that season will be perfect season. And yeah, nobody knows before, and we got those problems, the whole team, and of course our expectations were more than we get at the end. But I guess I've done something right in the last few weeks for the preparation to be in good shape here, and it worked. And I have a medal, and this, of course, there was a lot of pressure on the Austrian team, especially on me. And yeah, it's good to have this medal.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Have a nice rest and sleep well.
So that was nice to hear from Christoph Suman, 2 years younger than Ole Einen Bjorndalen, so he's not the oldest on the tour, but he's one of the most experienced. And as he was saying, the Austrians really hit by that parasite in Östersund at the beginning of the season, and they just haven't been on the sort of form that we've come to expect over the last 3 years.
That was quite amazing, and the Austrian team went up to Sweden at the end of October to get their base training in prior to the World Cup there, and the whole water supply for that city was infected, and they really, as a team, have struggled since then.
But having taken a bronze medal in the individual, Christoph Suman will be starting this afternoon in the men's mass start. But wearing bib number 1 is the sprint gold medalist Arndt Pfeiffer of Germany, looking to take Germany's 4th gold medal and put them clean away at the top of the medal table. Well, we still have a few minutes to go, just over 10 minutes before the start of the men's mass start, raced over 15 kilometres, remember, 4 shoots, so the shooting absolutely crucial. So far in these championships, with 9 races completed, Germany topped the medal table with 3 gold and 3 silver. Norway have 3 gold, 1 silver, 3 bronze. And if they want to win the medal count at the end of the championships, Mike, you feel that Norway perhaps have to get the gold here.
And on paper, they look pretty good to do just that.
Well, Terje Boe is the out-and-out star of these championships so far. 5 races, 5 medals, 3 of them gold, 2 bronzes as well. Although he did show that he was human in the relay event.
This season, I think it's been so tight. It's so many athletes who can win, and it's very hard to win because you're always in a group and you can't use your strong sides on the skis to take advantage of the others because everyone hangs on, and it's a shooting contest and you have to shoot clean in the last shooting, and yeah, it's very hard. Maybe the hardest competition to win.
Well, the mass start reigning world champion is, of course, Dominik Landertinger of Austria. He, like Christoph Suman, has had a very difficult season and hasn't found his form so far. And despite the mass start being his favourite discipline, he's very modest about his achievements in Pyeongchang. He says the mass start's my favourite discipline because I like running with all the other athletes. He says you can stick behind, you can save a little bit of energy, and then at the end of the race, if you're still there, having shot well enough, you can attack, and that's where he's good. He says this season's been very difficult with my form, and it hasn't been easy to contend in any of the races. And of course he knows that he may not even qualify. Well, I'm afraid that is the case. Emil Hegler Svensson, last year's overall World Cup winner, and of course a man who can never be taken lightly with such a devastating finish.
I had a goal to come to this championships to take an individual gold medal, and still I want to do that. So I haven't really reached my goal yet. So I'm really thirsty for a gold medal in the mass start. So going to be charging all the way in the last weekend now.
Well, Norway could make it 4 golds if Svensson does get his way today, with Svensson, Bo, and of course Ole-Einar Bjorndalen. It's very easy to see that they might join Germany on the top of that medal table with 4 golds. Fantastic performance by Terje Bo so far, Mike.
Quite outstanding on the back of an incredibly successful season. It's often you're under pressure when you come in here as the star.
And of course Martin Fourcade, who we've just seen there. There is Terje Bo. Such a humble man, despite his success. A really nice guy. Shares a room with Emil Hegler Svensson. The two of them enjoying each other's company. There's no doubt that Svensson's a bit more relaxed. I think the tension between Svensson and Bjorndalen actually was detrimental to his performance. But with Bo coming on the scene, despite the fact, Mike, that Terje Bo's presence really means that Svensson hasn't got a chance of equaling Bjorndalen's records.
Well, that's such an interesting point. I thought that the way Svensson's career was progressing, that he was going to be a contender maybe to get somewhere near the incredible record that Bjorndalen has, but not anymore with Terje Bo on the scene.
Michael Schlesinger, can he do something today? And Lukas Hoffer, if he can hit the targets, he will be in the running for a medal. The youngster has done brilliantly this year, and he just needs a bit of shooting training over the summer, and he'll be a big threat. Bjorn Ferry, well, he's good in the head-to-head races. He proved that with a gold medal in Vancouver last year.
He's always good on, as Terje Bo said, the final 5 shots in this race are where the race is won. And of course, Bjorn Ferry has proved time and again that he can hit the last 5.
Well, we'll see how it turns out. Who has got the nerve to hit those last 5 targets? Now it is starting to get serious as the athletes take their place on the starting line here in Khanty-Mansijsk. The start list, well, it's the top 30 made up from all the medalists here in Khanty. The top 15 from the World Cup if they're not included in the medal list. And then those who have performed best and picked up the most points from the races over the last 10 days. And that, of course, just includes the races at the championships. So it is all the form by athletes who have the right to start.
And I think that is a good way. They've troubled over many years on how best to set this one up. Do you take the guys who have scored the points into this competition, but then people's form drop off? So it's the informed people at the time and the medalists.
So it should be a very fair race. Now, the women's race, the temperature was 0 degrees. The track's running very well. Snow temperature considerably colder than that, but it's the fastest skiing conditions we've had so far at the championships. The sun goes down 10 minutes later, Mike. The temperature has dropped by 5 degrees. It's now -5, dropping by the minute. Are the men going to struggle around?
it's quite interesting that it's a difficult one.